If I'm given the opportunity to represent on any stage or any level, I'm not going to disappoint. I'm going to give my all. In case, let's say they give me opportunity to play now, I know that when I come out of that pitch, even if it's 5 minutes they give me, let me be happy with myself. Let me be happy with what I've done, in that 5 minutes. That's what I gave myself. So I never gave up, and I was waiting for that opportunity. Up to today, I regret those actions that happened, because that would have been my opportunity to win, the AFCON. But
came close.
As the tournament started proper, Esperance came and said, we're interested. I said, but I've already signed a contract. They said, don't worry about that. We'll backdate it, and then we'll go and face FIFA and all that.
They were ready to face FIFA?
Yes.
Are you serious?
So they now offered more than what the other club was going to pay, and they even said they are going to bring the money down to Lagos. Wow. My sign-off fee.
They'll bring the cash down.
They'll bring it down. Cash.
Wow.
Psychologically, these players need to be handled with a strong mindset. A coach that have a very strong mindset will now give them that orientation and say, you are not just coming to just play a game when you are coming to Nigeria, especially when you wear that green, white, green jersey. It's a war. We have to take each game as it comes. No, the next game we have ahead of us now is the most important game.
What did you say the last time?
Like, share, subscribe. Is that what you do? I'm not a YouTuber. I'm too old for this, but I see it.
You're not too old, though. 40-year-old Ronaldo is a YouTuber.
I'm not 40.
I know, but you're not too old. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so, of course, if you talk about legends of the game, players who did exceptionally well when they were playing, not just for Nigeria, but abroad, made us proud and did marvelously well. It can't get bigger than Julius Efosa Aghahowa. Fantastic. In fact, they call him Aga scorer, Aga damager, Aga destroyer, Aga poacher. Julius Efosa in the building.
Why? How are you doing?
I am fine.
Wow.
Yes, it's Julius Efosa. He's not a younger brother, so he looks young. What's the secret?
Well, there's no secret. I just like to maintain my own space. I like my quiet. I like my peace. So I live in my own world right now. So I think I have a rest of mind after the football career. I have a rest of mind. I'm just living my life at the moment.
Julius is living his life. Yes. So Ayo, live your life so that you look like him. Okay, well, Julius Efosa is a former Nigerian international who scored lots of goals back then. Scored at the World Cup, Nigeria's first goal at Japan-Korea 2002. After we lost to Argentina. Against Sweden, we played. He scored that fabulous goal off a cross from Joseph Yobo. And he finished up, and of course, the somersaults. You see the somersaults?
Well, usually I do that after scoring.
Yes.
So since I've not been
scoring,
playing, I've not been playing officially, probably I might try. But,
maybe 1 or 2. Because that time you did like 7.
Yeah, 7, 8, thereabout.
Yeah.
But now we have to, play, score, and then see if I would do it or not.
How's life after football?
Well, it's I would say it's mixed feelings. Like when you are playing, maybe you don't see the end of your career. You don't see it. You're just focused on the game. But there's going to come a time where you stop playing. But we don't usually calculate that while we're playing. So, but when you're now done, it's a different world entirely.
Definitely.
Entirely.
100%.
So when you retire, you still need a kind of balance. When you retire, you still need to. You'll be shaken up a little bit. But when you know what you're doing, you should put things in place before you retire. When you put those things in place, then your retirement will be smooth and okay.
Gen Zs don't know there was a player. Played for Police Machines. Started with under 20. Was at Nigeria 99. Started with Police Machine. You know, and people say, were you a policeman? Because that argument continues forever.
No, you know, those days, all these paramilitary in Nigeria, the police, the prisons, the army, the Air Force, those were the people that had facilities, training pitches, and then they had teams. They had boxing teams, they have football teams, so as we were growing up, I lived very close to the barracks. So as we were growing up, we used to have under 13 team training inside the barracks. So I was usually going there. My team is, training there. So during one of those times that the police were recruiting players to join them because they were preparing for the police games. So they now took some of us, to go and play for them. The police games. So before you can take players to go and play for you, you need to give them ID card to represent that they are officers, so that when you get there, you need to provide, just like when you are playing FA Cup, you have your registration card to show that you are registered with that team. So that's how I played for them for FA Cup, went for police game, played for them at the FA Cup. We played against Better Insurance. And then I scored against Bender Insurance. That's how Bender Insurance, yes. And they now signed me. And so I went to Bender Insurance, 1997, signed. And that year, it was a whole new set of players they brought in that 1997. Pius Ikedia, Harrison Omoko, different players. They just brought young players. We started the league, and then we got all the way to the FA Cup finals, where I was first invited to the home base Super Eagles in Makurdi that time. And so I went there. The coach, I think it was Broderick's or something, he said that I was
Sebastian
too, yeah, said I was too young, because when I got there, I saw men, these players were playing for big laps, playing for BC's Lions of Boku. They invited, I said, no, he said, you are too young. Yeah. So, and they sent me back, and then they now recommended that I should go to the under-20. I think under-20 at that time was being coached by Tunde Disu,
yes.
And they were in, I think, Ibadan at that time. So after a few months, they recommended me to him, and they called me for trials. I went there, and it was just one speed, that I gave him. I said, no, this player must be my team. So that 98, I didn't sign for any club because I was already, a lot of clubs were, wanting to sign me. Nigerian clubs, Udoji United, Jasper, they wanted to sign me. And my president at that time, also he said, he's not going to let me go. And so I stayed that 98 without signing for any team. Club. I didn't sign for him. And we were now traveling
getting ready for the World
Cup. Under 20. No, African Youth Championship.
Yes,
that's what we played first in Ghana.
Yes.
So we were just traveling. We camped in Côte d'Ivoire. And so before the full tournament, I was now sure that I have a place in the team. And so that 99, we now started the tournament. That was the changer, the game changer for me, and that was how my career changed. 99 gave me the opportunity.
Went to Shakhtar.
Yes.
Shakhtar was your first club?
No, Esperance.
Esperance, yeah, Esperance de Tunis.
Yes.
I think you just played a season or half season there
half
and
season.
off.
Yes.
That was it. And next thing, national team.
National
boom.
Team. Yes. So it was for
story.
me. It was just a dream that if someone had told me that this is what's going to happen, I would say it's a lie, because
the way it went,
it was so fast. From 97.
20, yeah.
That 97, 96. I mean, I was watching the Olympics at home.
Atlanta.
I've not even signed for any club.
Yeah,
I was with the police machine, still playing amateur.
Just watching the people you are going to later play with.
When they now won the Olympics,
yes.
We all ran out from the house.
Of course.
We all went straight to the TV stations.
Yes.
I never knew that in 4 years' time
you will be playing
part
in the Nations Cup, scoring the very important goal against Kalilu Fadiga.
So it's just I don't know. It's just
that's life.
God's hand in all those things that happen. So so I knew definitely I was destined for that. It's not my power, it's not my might. I think it's just God's divine
Arrangement.
intervention. Yes.
Interesting story. I hope a young footballer who is playing right now, who looks like the future does not look arranged, because we always think, say, make it arranged in some sort of way, but God has got it all arranged, you know, so you don't know how it's going to go. So just keep fighting out there.
You have to fight for.
Yes.
I didn't, in all these things I'm saying, I never gave up. I never doubted myself. I never said, oh, because I don't have anybody to push me, I don't have agent, I don't have manager, I don't have my father. I lost my father very early. I only had my mother to raise 6 children. So I never said, because I don't have a father, or maybe my mom, you know, it was a petty trader, you don't have anything, so I will give up. No, I didn't. I would try, would jog from where I was living. I would jog all the way to the stadium, finish training, jog back or trek back, because there's no money to even take transport. You come back, there's no food to eat, no water to take your bath. You have to go and fetch water. You know, so all those things were part of the thing that drove me to have that passion to say, if I'm given the opportunity to represent on any stage or any level, I'm not going to disappoint. I'm going to give my all. In case, let's say they give me opportunity to play now, I know that when I come out of that pitch, even if it's 5 minutes they give me, let me be happy with myself. Let me be happy with what I've done, you know, in that 5 minutes. That's what I gave myself. So I never gave up, and I was waiting for that opportunity. You remember in 2000, they didn't give me the chance because I was in the
three games. I don't think nobody.
I was in the midst of stars, you know, already established stars.
Until that day.
Until that day.
Night.
5
which
minutes
we're going to talk about again. What happened before you were introduced? I think they removed Siasia. No, it wasn't Siasia.
I can't even remember who.
Yeah, somebody they removed. And I think 3-4 minutes into this, yes.
5 minutes to go. And we were losing.
We were almost out.
We were losing
with
Senegal.
Yes. Teranga.
They scored us the first 5 minutes of the game, the first half. And we played all the way to the 85th minute. And there was no way we could score. And I was sitting down there with my face so strong and wishing that how we are going to get out of this tournament. I have not even done anything there. They've not given me the opportunity to even show what I can show. And I was just angry, you know, like.
Did Bonfrejo see your face?
Yes, because everybody, we were all tense. The whole stadium were quiet because we are about to go out. So even him as a coach, I'm sure he will be confused what to do. He just took the risk and said, let me put this young man. Let's see if he can do something or risk something. So
because you scored the equalizer.
Equalizer.
Everywhere scattered.
Everywhere.
So what gave you the mind to score the winner?
When equalizer has come, then it's to risk all. Wow. You have to risk it all and say, there's a chance that we can win this. We can take this. So, and when the opportunity came again, there's extra time. Then it was. That feeling I can't explain it. Wow. I can't explain it. That was the deciding factor that defined my career.
Wow! Because that was the only game you played, though.
It wasn't the only game.
No, I think you came later, but no goals again.
Yes, that was. I scored another goal. I think I had 3 goals in that tournament.
No, quarterfinal. Tijani scored 2 against South Africa. Yes. Then we go to the final. Rafael scored. JJ scored.
I scored another goal against another, but I can't remember the team now. I think I scored 3 goals in that tournament. The next tournament, yes.
No, the next tournament was your tournament. You were the top scorer.
Yeah.
2002 in Mali, we were the man.
I think against Morocco.
I think it was just
against Morocco.
No, against Morocco we had Finidi scored that middle goal.
Then I scored 2. Against Morocco,
that was the goal before that quarterfinal goals. Then
I think so.
I can't really remember because I'm just trying to picture it.
We are talking about 25
years ago, so it's difficult to to remember. You know. Okay, you defined your career and off you went to Shakhtar after the Nations Cup. The disappointment, Ikpeba's miss, you know, and you know the final you came in.
Yes.
Yeah, but nothing could happen. Cameroon swallowed us, you know, at the national stadium.
But funny enough, we still had it that, okay, we can still get something out of that game. Remember, we were down too.
Yes.
And that
of course, we were 2-0 down.
Yes.
Until JJ's magic.
JJ, you know, he did his thing.
Yes. Rafael scored first, then JJ scored a fantastic strike from about 25 yards.
That was a screamer.
And that was it. But we're supposed to win that.
Yes. Up to today, I regret those actions that happened, because that would have been my opportunity to win, the AFCON.
Because it came close.
Yes.
Okay, that was the only time.
Yes,
closest.
that was the closest.
The rest, the remaining ones was bronze.
So, it was a very, very bad moment for me, because I felt we really deserved to win that tournament.
Which made
and
Sunday
we were robbed.
was crying.
So we were robbed because the ball he hit the crossbar, crossed the line, and came out. And then
I think maybe it was the reaction of Ikpeba.
Yes,
it was his reaction.
Because it was too quick.
It was very fast. Yes,
so, and
I think it was just it.
And so that was the closest I could get to that trophy.
Now let's talk about your career. Shakhtar. Shakhtar was a big guest. You scattered everywhere, Europe, in the league, and made a lot of, in fact, that place every week, like if you watch Euro football back then, Aghahowa don't score.
Well, funny enough, before I went to Esperance, I've already, during Nigeria 99, I signed a contract with a second division team in Denmark.
Okay.
But nobody knew about it.
Wow.
They came they watched the tournament. I think the first
because you scored in Enugu. Yeah. You scored, I think, 1 goal in that tournament.
Yes.
The first game, 1-1.
Yes.
I remember.
Yes. So the team already came and said, okay, we want this young player. I didn't know anything about agent or manager or contract or anything. I said, man, it just give me opportunity to just leave. When I sign and then play, let me play. I'm not thinking about the money right now. So, but along the line, I got scared and said, I don't know how to negotiate. I'm just coming from Benin. I don't know anything about professional contract. So I introduced them to the coach, to help me, talk with them concerning the contract. So we ended up signing the contract, and then so after the tournament, I will come to Denmark. But as the tournament started proper, Esperance came.
Straight.
And said, we're interested. I said, but I've already signed a contract. They said, don't worry about that. We'll backdate it, and then we'll go and face FIFA and all that.
They were ready to face FIFA?
Yes.
Are you serious?
So they now offered more than what the other club was going to pay, and they even said they are going to bring the money down to Lagos.
Wow.
My sign-off fee.
They'll bring the cash down.
They'll bring it down, cash.
Wow.
The sign-off fee, the transfer fee, everything for the agent, everything, and they did. I said, okay, that's how I ended up signing for them, and then moving to Esperance. And so I'm also very happy that I did that, because Esperance is close to home, and a lot of our Nigerian players before have passed through the club, and they have a lot of a good facility in their camp. They have good pitches, they have fitness room, they have good doctors, and it has been a springboard for a lot of Nigerian players.
Have you been there since you finished?
No, I have not. Because of the problem, Tunisia, they had some issues politically, and then, so my president then, I think, have issues with the new government now, so there was a lot of problems there. So, and that's how I went there. And the president liked me. I didn't even stay there we won the FA Cup. Immediately I got there, we played some games, and we were in the Champions League, African Champions League. We went to Cote d'Ivoire, we played Asegmi Musa. I think it was the final we lost. So after that, my agent came and said, Shakhtar is interested. Before that time, I never knew where Shakhtar was. I don't even know which country.
And there was no Google at the time.
So when they gave me the offer, I said, I'm ready to go. As far as it's Europe, and they said they always play the UEFA and the Champions League qualification round. They always, every year they're always doing that. So, okay, this is another opportunity for me to launch myself in Europe. So I went there. First time in my life I saw snow. Me from Benin, and now seeing snow falling.
Ice falling from the sky.
Falling from the sky. I'm wondering, what's this? So my first training, it wasn't even up to 5 minutes. All my tools, my fingers, they were all frozen.
Wow.
And I couldn't move. I couldn't kick the ball.
Wow.
they asked me to leave the pitch and go inside. They took me to the sauna.
A full match?
No, training.
Okay, training. Okay.
Yes, they took me to the sauna, warm myself up, and gradually, from somebody that is coming from Nigeria, which is maybe 30 degrees or 28 degrees, to minus 10 or minus 15 at the time. It was during Christmas.
Winter.
Yeah. It was difficult. So the first 1 week, I would train a little bit. I'll go inside. Train a little bit. I'll go inside. But there was no time to waste.
Acclimatize.
Yes, there was no time. You
had to pump yourself.
The game is starting. The league is starting in January, so we have to, be ready. So I tried my best. So from day one, they registered me. They put me from day one. First game, I started the game. I started banking goal all to the 15th match.
Scoring the games.
Back to back.
Wow.
Back to back. And then the president was like, this guy is not going nowhere.
I swear.
So offers started coming in from Arsenal, from Man U, from all those teams that already seen me play at the FIFA under 20 World Cup.
Yes. But all this
they
time,
were not convinced.
did you play for the Super Eagles at the time?
No, I've not.
You've not.
We are talking about 99.
Wow.
99. We just finished the FIFA World Cup.
Oh, that was even before you even
came to the Super Eagles.
Wow.
Before the Nations Cup. That's what I'm saying. So I went there, and then I played from the first game to the 15th game. I was just scoring. So all these offers were not coming. My president said, no, this player is not going nowhere. So when the pressure was not high, he now said, okay, I'm going to put $40 million at that time. And all those guys were saying, no, he's not. He's a young player. He cannot pay that. He cannot pay that. So we backed off. And so 2000 came for the Nations Cup for them to start the camping. And then I was invited. And so I went there for the first time. I was, first of all, starstruck because of the kind of players I saw
that you've been seeing in
on
96.
TV.
You did their account.
I'm now there live.
With them.
I was like,
Kanu, Okocha.
Yes.
Finidi, Tijani,
Amokachi.
They just won gold 4 years ago. Olympic gold, beat Brazil, beat Argentina.
Wow. So now the pressure is now for me to prove, my inclusion in this team. If they believe that this boy is worth inviting to the team, then that means there's something in him. And so I need to prove something. So in training, I wasn't looking at me that was starstruck. In training, I will give everything that I have. Is it speed? Is it all the stars with big names? Somebody like Taribo is difficult to play against. He's a very difficult player to play against when he was in his prime. But I will take him on. I will not even look at because he's so raw, he's so physical. But I'll take him on. My speed and all that. So right away they knew that this player need to be in the final list. He need to make the list. And so all the friendly games, all this, I gave everything that I've got. And so there was no other choice than to include
welcome you into
the team. And then my first roommate, the person that they paired me with was Amonike. We stayed together, and all players have to stay 2-2 in a room. I stayed in his room. I would just stay in my corner. I wouldn't talk.
Because it was already Africa Player of the Year 1994.
From Barcelona.
For Barca.
So I would just stay in my corner. But he was encouraging me. He said, don't worry, because if I go out, let's say we're having lunch or dinner, when you go out, people are already seated with their group. They have friends already. They've been playing since 94 and coming. So they have their friends together. They have the group. So when they are seated, when they want to eat, they already know this seat is for this, this is for this. So when I come, I don't even know where to sit. So I would just go and look for empty table or chair. So I will sit down there. Then it's them that will now call me and say, no, come and stay here. So I respected myself and I respected them as well. So that's how they ushered me in, and then I was now waiting for my opportunity when the Nations Cup came proper. So it was just, I can't even explain it.
Wow. What a story.
Yes.
I don't know if you've told this story before.
No.
All this story. Well, that's very good.
Yes.
Well, and I think you played for Shakhtar, you played for Esperance. Which other clubs?
I played for Esperance, from Esperance to Shakhtar, from Shakhtar to Wigan Athletic.
Yes,
From
Wigan I wanted to talk about because it's as those injuries now started plaguing you.
Yes.
You know, and a lot of people expected so much at Wigan, you know, but it just didn't work out.
Well, I didn't. After spending 7 years in Shakhtar, I didn't even want to leave. I was so comfortable. They treated me there like a king, the president, the fans, and everybody, until coach came, and fortunately he was a racist coach, and he didn't want to hide it. He didn't even hide it at all. He wanted me out of the team because he wanted to bring in some other players, you know, his own players. But because of the reputation I've already built in the team, it was difficult for him to just take me out of the team like that. So we were now back and forth, you know, having issues. So when I saw that this thing is going to affect the way I will be playing, you know, my playing time and all that, I said, you know, I think it's time for me to leave, because when I was ready, when I was at my peak to leave, they said, no, you're not going to go. But now, after I've done operation, you know, my knee in Germany, came back, went to Italy for rehabilitation, now I'm having issues. Okay, I think any offer that came at that time, I didn't even look, I didn't even check. You know, so Wigan came. I said, it's my opportunity to leave. And so I went there without even doing any findings. They were just coming from the second division. And they got promotion, but they did not have those sort of quality players that could, you know, that we can play together. And my style of play is not their own style. They do this kick, and everybody runs after that. So my own is not that kind of style. So I struggled. I went there. After every 3 months, they change the coach. They sack the coach. They bring in new coach. And also, I wasn't getting playing time, 5 minutes of the game, you know, thereabout. So I said,
did you speak with them? Did you complain?
No, of course. You know, the club was under pressure. When I got there, they have already lost about 15 games in a row. And so they were fighting the relegation. So, you know, that kind of thing. Next game, if you don't win, there's something else that they want to try. They want to try this, they want to try this. So the team was not stable at the time. So it was very difficult for me to settle in, and so I now told my agent that, you know, maybe it's time to leave. And so he got me an offer from a Turkish team, Kayserispor. So I went there. I started, you know, banging my goals against Fenerbahce. I think scored a hat trick. Wow! And then after that, Shakhtar called again.
You went back?
Yeah, they called again.
Are you serious?
And they said,
the coach had gone already?
He was there.
Oh.
He was there. They called the coach, the president, they called and said, we want you back. We have very good players now, and we are preparing for the Champions League. We want you to come and join the team, so maybe we'll have a chance to do well. So I now explained the whole situation that happened before, and I don't want that kind of situation to happen again. I signed 3 years in Turkey, but after 1 year, after one season, they said I should cancel the other 2. And after much discussion, I did. I canceled the 2 years contract that was left, and I went back. So I signed 3 years again with them, making 10 years. That I spent.
I'm sure you're not going to be happy with what's happening there now.
I'm telling you.
So many things.
All our camp, everything destroyed. Our stadium, glass all around, like, you know, destroyed. So it's pathetic.
Because that's more like home. If you spend 10 years of your life there,
in a place,
you're looking forward to going back there and everything. You know,
so the whole thing was destroyed, and the team moved to Kiev, you know, a different city, you know, just to keep training because the war was really on in that Donetsk, area in Donetsk. So, but all in all, I give God the glory.
You still speak Ukrainian language?
Definitely.
Okay, well, Julius really has taken us to places we've not been before and explained it in this exclusive chat with him. I know you are crazy or somewhat not happy about the current state of you know, the national team, you know, Super Eagles were in playoff, you know, and with the stars we have, we're not supposed to be there, but we're there. What's your first reaction to where we are?
Well, you know my stance on this issue. It's very sad that with the array of stars that we have, you know, when you look at other teams, other countries in Africa, they don't have what we have, and yet we are struggling to qualify for the World Cup. Well, I don't understand why. So, as a Nigerian and as a former footballer, it is normal for me to be upset or for me to not be happy about the situation. But I know there are so many things that could have been done to prevent this situation that we are in now. Decisions taken by some people that resulted in where we are today. And so if those decisions were not taken, probably it would have been a smooth ride for the Eagles. Not that we don't have the players. We have the players. These are players who are playing week in, week out in their various clubs, and they are doing well. Why is it that when they come back here, they struggle? Why? Because the mentality. This is my own point of view. I think the mentality is something wrong somewhere. You know, psychologically, these players need to be handled with a strong mindset. You know, a coach that have a very strong mindset will now give them that orientation and say, you are not just coming to just play a game. When you are coming to Nigeria, especially when you wear that green, white, green jersey, it's a war. Why is it a war? Because the people you are playing against, first of all, they know you are representing Nigeria. So every time they are playing against Nigeria, whether it's just youth academy that they give that jersey to, they'll be serious. They want to play because it's an opportunity for them to also prove themselves when they want to play Nigeria. So when you wear it, it's supposed to be some level of spirit that is supposed to come inside you and say, you know what, I don't want to come out of this pitch today without satisfying myself that I've given 120%. So, but I don't see that. In every game that I watch, I always see that players will just go in, you know, even when we are almost 90 minutes, you still see that lazy attitude on the pitch, and then so I see that maybe there's nobody that is talking to them, you know, especially in the area where we have players in this country that have done it before. We have a lot of players that you can refer to, or refer to how they did it, what they did, and they are still alive. And you can just bring them and maybe probably motivate the players so that they will know that somebody have done it before. So it's not a big deal. So just give your 120%. We know you have the talent. We know you can deliver, but you are not giving that 120%. I know something is wrong somewhere. Maybe they are loyal to the teams they are playing for, so they are not really 100% committed to the Super Eagles like that. And I know some of them also have their grievances, and so they don't want to give their 120% based on how they are being treated. You know, so those issues need to be addressed so that we can move forward, so that we can have the best to represent Nigeria. Anybody that is given the opportunity to go onto the pitch, you know that from the blast of the whistle, what will be in your mind is to give your 120%, so that when you come out, you beat your chest and say, I did my best today for Nigeria. So that is all.
The playoff, let's go to the playoff. Do you think we can, you know, play against Gabon? We're also playing against, hopefully, because now we have to win to play the final. And when we play the final, we'll now play another final.
So there's a lot of calculations now that we need to cross before we can even know whether we are going or not. So it's difficult. So now what do? We have to take each game as it comes. No, the next game we have ahead of us now is the most important game. After that, the next one will be the most important one. So every game now we need to win. So the pressure is high. So everybody now that is being invited to come and play in the remaining games, they must give their A. In fact, they must bring their A game. They must be fit. They must be ready. They must be ready to sacrifice. They must be ready to give their 120%. There's no two ways about it. If we really want to go to the World Cup, so I think that's the best advice I can give right now. Although I'm still optimistic that they might eventually still qualify, and so I'm praying that we get it done with that seriousness.
Now, we just have to wrap up. This is one of the longest interviews that I've had. I'm really very happy, and thank you for the privilege you've given to me to be able to speak with you about it. I know you play for Bender Insurance, just like you said, but we're having a problem with the league players we're not having the kind of talents that we have, in the league back then. Or is it that we don't have the talent, or they're nowhere nest, or because everybody's looking for a greener pasture, they don't even want to play in the league before from academy they're out. Gone are the days when Tai was moving from Lobby Stars straight to, or you moving from Insurance to Esperance. Now, players don't go from the league, Nigerian league, to any top league in either North Africa or Europe. If I'm North Africa, yes, but not as before. And they can't even make the Super Eagles.
Well, there are a lot of factors that contributed to that. I will always use myself as an example. Back in the days, we used to have a lot of platforms, platform that gives young people opportunity to showcase their talent. We had Principal Cup, we have secondary school sports, we have under 13 cup, we have under 16 cup, we have different cups. Platform where when you are playing regularly in those competitions, it is easy for people to discover you. So you get the talent early. And so now we don't have any of that. We don't have any secondary school sports. We don't have the Egogo Cup. We don't have the Principals Cup. We don't have there's nothing like that where young people, what we have now everywhere is academies. Academies, they just go train, go back. Maybe they play 1 or 2 games or matches. There's no place like what we used to have, So how do you discover the talent? Maybe right from school. When they're in secondary school, how do you discover talent? Because when you look at what we have now, people are still going to school, secondary school, they won't have the time to be going for training and still be going to lectures. So those platforms were dead at that time. That's why most people that played football at that time were not able to, further their education, because it was purely concentration. You have to concentrate on either the school, or you have to concentrate on playing football. So if we can bring all those kind of
I think they've revived Principal Cup, they've revived this, but it's still not like before. Use phone. Yeah. It cannot, times have changed.
Why? What changed it? We still have the people.
Well, maybe Nigeria is more complicated now, so to speak. Security issues. People cannot easily move. Schools were moving around the area, region. But now they can't. And even in the state, moving from a particular maybe rural area to the urban area, you can't allow your kids to travel that way. So maybe, to me, if I look at it logically, that maybe that could be part of the problem. Because I in my 22 years journey as a journalist, I've covered the league, I've traveled to places, driven there, and now look at our performance at the CHAN. Look at the fact that we cannot even get 1, 2, 3 players from the league like Keshi did, to win the Nations Cup. You cannot fully, and every other player you have any chat with, will tell you that abroad.
Well, I think that the another issue is these players, these young players, they don't want to fully develop before they now want to leap abroad. They need to have that patience. You know, there's always a glory in a delayed gratification. When you are saving your celebration for the future, but you have to work for it now. You know, they don't have that. Everybody just believe, like a Nigerian player on the street, if you meet them now, if they meet someone like me, they believe I can just take them from here now, go and put them in Chelsea, straight up, which is not possible. You know, so you need to follow the process. You have to develop. You know, that's why I brought up those principal cup, all those things I brought. You need to develop. Those are the things that will develop you so that you will know the basics. You know, you can't just start football today and you expect in a year or two you just go somewhere. If you skip the basics, you will not go far. You won't get it right. That's why if you go abroad, you will see young kids. When do they start? They start from maybe 9, 8. They've started playing before they will now begin to select those ones that they think can do well. Before you know, they will enter the second team. From second team, they will now start playing them, trying them out in the first team, maybe 1 or 2 games, just to give them exposure. So that is the process. But Nigerians, we just play 1 season, and maybe they scored a lot of goals in the league. You think, I'm done, I need to go abroad. And then when they are going abroad, it's not even like in a place that is established yet. You want to go and do a try somewhere that if you maybe Norway, 1 year, if it doesn't work out, you're back again.
Or you go to
and that's Russia, the end of the career, because once you taste that level of football
and you don't stay,
you can't do anything back here again. To even say, let me start again. I think I didn't get it right the first time. Let me start again and see if I can get it right. You know, so those are the issues. And so the reason is because when you are playing now in Nigeria, especially if you are playing for club side, they even owe them salaries. And so it's difficult for the player to want to concentrate because they are not eating well, they are not getting what they want. So how can they now put everything into the game to train fully and develop when they are not being compensated, you know, being paid salary? I think that's one of the issues.
Okay, finally, let me stop. So, Julius, like I called you, what do you do now? What business? Because we don't know what Julius does. We don't know whether he's one of those running the big firms and he's just quiet. You know, Julius Aghahowa has a very private life. In fact, a private. So you don't know, which is fantastic. You know, he just keeps his cool. You don't know, and he's always, you know, passionate about Nigerian football. Anytime we go just the event phone for me.
Remember, you should know why, because that is what gave me life.
Yeah,
it gave me life. So I'm passionate about it. Every time I talk about it, because that is what gave me life. That's what made me
100%.
Today. I would have been nothing. You know, I didn't have the opportunity of, you know, going to school. I didn't learn any skill. That was everything I know, football. And to God be the glory, I got a breakthrough.
He paid you off.
Yes. Paid off. So
after he chopped Kane, the one key.
Yes, you know.
He flogged you where? You're supposed to leave him.
I couldn't because that was the only thing that was giving me happiness. If I play the game, once I play, I'm happy. If I don't play, or if I'm playing and you stop the game, let's say the owner of the ball carry the ball and say, I'm not playing and we're not playing again, I'll start crying.
Wow.
So he gave me, that passion was already there from my
Which
childhood.
player were you looking up to at the time?
Oh, there were a lot of players. You know, before, when you are growing up, you're looking up to players who everybody knows their name, like the Pele, like the Maradona and all that. But close home, it was always JJ. Wow. You know what he did at Atlanta 96, 94 Nations Cup, and all round, you know, how he plays and entertain the crowd, and so he has been a role model, you know, to me. So
yeah. So back to the question: what does Julius Aghahowa do?
I do a little bit of here and there. You know, I've played the game over the years, and so this is retirement. When you are retired, you don't do much anymore. You just relax, and then what you have invested in.
Because the reason why I'm asking this question is former footballers, you know, and those who may retire soon, you know, planning. Yes. Because if by God's grace you're doing well, they need to learn. Especially now that are collecting big money. If you said as a 97, 90 something or 2000, early 2000, you were being priced for 40 million, you know, they put on your head. The players now are collecting crazy money.
Yes.
But it's the way this crazy money comes, just like a Yama once told me that, was it a Yama or somebody told me that when you stop playing football, that money does not come again. So you cannot live in luxurious apartments anymore. You cannot live in high-brow areas anymore because that money is not coming.
Yes. So
every other thing you're thinking about is how to lock that money because the life of a footballer ends at that 35, 38, 40, you are done.
Yes.
And you have about 40 more years.
Yes, or if not more than that.
So what do you
live?
Do after?
What do you do? Yes. So it all depends on how you plan your life, because you know it also affected me when you start playing and you start earning money. You don't ever believe that it will end one day. I think that's one of the mistakes these guys are making. We also made that mistake. We never believed that one day this game will end, because we are being paid monthly and sometimes it's weekly, depends on where you are playing. So you just believe that it will keep coming, not forgetting that you are using your body to exchange for that money. So it will get to a point where your body can no longer give that expectation from those club sides. And then when they start seeing that, they start looking for a younger person to replace you. And so before you knew it, they will just bring in someone else, and that's it. You start dropping and dropping and dropping. Before you know, you now start thinking, okay, I want to start now, because it's like football is about to end. Meanwhile, there are thousands of people that have been eating that money with you, especially if you are a breadwinner in your family. As you started, everybody, that money becomes everybody's money. Friends, family, in-laws, your own family, extended friends, everybody eyes are on that money. So you now that just made money, you want to, because you want to help people, because you are making money that you didn't make before, the kind of money that you didn't make before. You want to help people. So you'll be spending the money. But by the time you realize, when you now say you want to start doing something for yourself, it's too late. And the life after football is quite different from the life that we lived while playing the game. So when you stop playing, it's a different world entirely. You'll be shocked if you are not prepared for it. The shock alone in fact, it can break you, that you can be depressed because you are not getting that same kind of money anymore. It's not, there's the inflow is not coming.
So much to say, but there will be another time?
I think so.
So let me not finish everything.
There should be a part 2.
Yes, there should be. Certainly. Julius has said it, so there should be another part 2. I'm sure you've enjoyed this one. Thank you so much, Julius Efosa Aghahowa. I love your name. Oh, but when I shout out, Julius Agascorer, Agawina. You know, he gave us joy back in the days. You guys don't understand. Gen Zs, you guys don't understand. You don't. So when you see him come out, and I just think, say, Baba don't know what they do. Hey, go watch tapes. Today, just Google his name. Ask about him. Thank you so much, Julius.
It's always a pleasure.
And for inspiring a lot of young people. I hope they'll learn from this and they can pick on it that they need to fight. You know, their career is a long journey, and also the ones that are playing now, I don't think it's going to continue like this.
Yes.
You have to plan. You have to
invest in assets.
Yes,
not liabilities.
And do what you can for the family. What you can. Don't overdo. Because they will still, whether you do, you know, do.
When you are set up, you can continue to help.
Whether you do, you know, do, they will still tell you that you are
not
not
help
a nice
first
person.
before you set up. Set yourself up first, and then you can help.
Just do the people you can, at least. You know, that's it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this one. I'm sure you must have enjoyed it like I did, you know, sitting down with this legend and getting all this information, and never said before most of the conversations we've had. I will see you in another video. Don't forget to comment, like, and share, and tell me what you think about some of the talking points Julius has raised. you know, regarding the national team, you know, the local league, and telling us his story of where he has played and how, you know, it came about to be that legend that we call and celebrate today. I'll see you in another video. I remain here. Sugar. Bye-bye.